everybody, my name is Sally-Ann Spence and we're here at the Hills Quarry Products dig site in Cerney, Wick. Now we have material from both the Jurassic and also the Ice Age coming from here, and it's amazing what we've been finding. I'm going to be going around now. We're filming live, so it's a bit raw. Today I've got Emily behind the camera. Thank you, Emily, good to have you with us. And we're going to go down here and see what's being found. We've got Kieran Satchell from Lyme Regis, actually, from Lyme Regis Museum. You joined us. Hello, Kieran.
Hey, how you doing?
I'll tell you what, Kieran. Oh, hang on, have you just found something? That's, right, that is absolutely, hang on, I've only just arrived. Let me give you a microphone. What have you found?
I think it's a gastropod, actually.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's a really nice.
Come and have a look.
Nice gastropod there. I've not actually found a gastropod before.
That's
lovely.
Pretty perfect, actually, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have a quick look at this. So this is the amazing thing about this site. We're finding all this stuff straight away. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Isn't it?
There's a lot of fossils in these rocks.
There's all sorts of stuff. Stuff that's very similar to obviously the beach where I do a lot of our fossil hunting at Lyme Regis, and we do get gastropods as well, but they're a heck of a lot rarer from the lias. Here, I've been told they're slightly more abundant, but that's the first one that I found myself since being here. That's lovely.
That's gorgeous.
That's nice to see.
It's a different colour to the other shells around it as well.
Yeah, very distinctive, isn't it?
So then you haven't been with us very long. So we're at the, I'm just trying to think, we're at the beginning of the second week, with 3 week dig. And you've only just joined us actually, Kieran, and I think you're not staying very long either,
No,
are you?
I know. So, you know, this is our busiest season down at Lyme Regis, running fossil hunts for the public. So I've only been let off the leash for two days, and then it's back to get ready for fossil hunts again.
Well, that's not a bad find in your
No,
11th hour.
No, that's all right, isn't it?
That is very nice.
Right,
So tell us then, is this different assemblage of fossils compared to what you get from Lyme Regis? Because we've got ammonites here. That Lyme Regis is famous for its ammonites.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the sort of fossils that we get in the marine deposits are quite consistent across many of the Mesozoic strata of the United Kingdom, and it shows a lot about how these animals changed, and for the most part they didn't really change too much. A lot of the mollusks and invertebrates that we get here in these rocks are still more or less alive today. We still get gastropods, we still get bivalves and whatnot, but these particular ones are going to be much closer to us in terms of geological time than the ones that we get at Lyme Regis, because the lias of Lyme Regis and the other strata there is much older. So this is much closer to us, these.
Okay, all right. So they're different species, you say, of ammonites and things?
Yeah, so for the most part, like the Gryphea that we get here, the prehistoric oysters, also called devil's toenails, they're I believe, the same genus and species as the ones we get at Lyme Regis, but I think the ammonite types that we get here are very different from the ones that we get at Lyme Regis. Definitely, we get a whole load of different ones. Yeah.
So what's your role at Lyme Regis then? Because you're actually involved in the museum, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm a full-time paid employee of the Lyme Regis Museum. I am I'm one of the paleontologists, but I'm employed as the education and engagement officer. And typically my role is taking school groups, scout groups, any group that want, or organisation or university that want to come and experience learning about paleontology, about fossils and how to find them. So often or not, we'll take them down on the beach and I'll show them how to find fossils and what they are, and a bit about what they were like when they were living creatures too. And of course, with it being Lyme Regis, the Lyme Regis Museum is sat right where Mary Anning's home once was, and her first fossil shop. So a big part of our museum is teaching people about the life of Mary Anning.
Do you know, I didn't know it was actually in the same position as her last
yeah, her very
home.
first. So she had 2 homes from what we know through her lifetime. That was the site where our museum is built on the very same foundations that her first ever home and fossil shop was built on. And they say that the building blocks of our basement are the very same ones that surrounded Mary's basement as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently the same ones. And then partway through her life, she moved to a different house just up in the high street, which I now believe is a charity shop, but there is a blue plaque outside that one as well. And so obviously a big part of our museum's narrative is we are the Mary Anning house, and so we love to teach people about Mary Anning, the fossils she found, and a big part of the narrative as well is saying to people, when we take you down to the museum, down to the beach rather, we're taking you down to the same beach that Mary Anning would have found some of her amazing fossils on.
That's incredible. Now, one thing we always talk about when you go to Lyme Regis is, you know, here we've got our health and safety kit. We've got our hard hats on because we're part of a quarry area. We've got our gloves on and glasses and things when we're doing anything. So with Lyme Regis, it's not a quarry, but it has got unstable cliffs, hasn't it?
Sometimes it sounds like a quarry with the amount of people with hammers down
that's
there.
That's very true.
Yeah, no, so the cliffs are very unstable, and generally we say to people before we go on down there, we do a health and safety brief, and we usually say, we always say, do not go up to the cliffs. It is dangerous, it is unpredictable. We haven't had a very big fall at Lyme Regis for a very long time, and we're well overdue one because we want to find more fossils. But yeah, there is health and safety implications, but kind of different ones. Here, I think, believe it or not, you're exposed to more risks here with there being large machinery and stuff. You don't get that down there. I think the worst you'll get down there is maybe some debris knocking you on the head or someone swinging their hammer and knocking you. But obviously we are very strict on our health and safety, and we make sure that never happens.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I think, you know, Lyme Regis is iconic, and if you go to Lyme Regis, you'll see the ammonites in the street lamps there, in the pavement. They're literally everywhere. The design is there.
They're iconic.
And it was a very formative area or introduction to paleontology for a lot of children is going down.
Oh,
to Lyme
absolutely,
Regis.
yeah, absolutely. And that's partly what I love about my job as well is, you know, it's seeing and meeting these children that have got such a passion for fossils and dinosaurs, and having them tell me what they know. You know, the amount of times I've started our introduction talk to fossil hunting for a public group, and before I've even had a chance to say the name of something, a child's jumped in and kind of spout out all this information about this fossil, and everybody takes a moment of silence and is just blown away by this 6-year-old that knows more than me, you know.
There is definitely something about fossils. I mean, what you've just done there to expose that is just...
It's lovely.
It's just amazing, isn't it?
I don't know what it is. I think I usually say to people that I think it's, as human beings, we're foragers. We like to collect things, don't we? And finding something that we can collect is kind of in our blood in a way. But obviously these here are all for science, and these are being collected in so that they can be studied. So yeah.
Yes, you're going to have to leave that behind.
Unfortunately so, but I know that it's all for good purpose and furthering the science. So as a paleontologist, it's what I'm all about.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's brilliant. And on that note, if you want to find out more about what's going on this site, please do continue to look at all our videos. We've been uploading them constantly while we've been here. As I said, it's a 3-week dig. We're at the beginning of the 2nd week, so we've got quite a lot of videos for you to look at. They are being filmed live and raw in the field, and also we are filming some back up what we call up top at base camp. So please do have a look, and the hashtag is TuskForce.